Looking good.
Woo!
Inside Sport Fishing, proudly brought to you by Ford. Ford trucks, built Ford tough. Ford, the official trucks of Inside Sport Fishing. And by Shimano, makers of the finest fishing tackle in the world. Fish with the best, fish Shimano. And by Power Pro. Experience the Power Pro advantage. Power Pro, proven power.
Go fishing, boys. I guess the switch from salt to fresh was more difficult, just because I had to slow everything down, figuring out different patterns, different rods, different reels, different line, sizes, lure sizes. There was a lot more diversity as far as fishing's concerned. So you really had to open your mind to different techniques and patterns, and that's what, took me a while. And what I did was just take spinnerbait and fish it for a week and until I knew how to really fish the spinnerbait. Top water, I just went right down the row and tried different patterns. And then I started to just kind of do a little research on just what largemouth fish are. There's sunfish. So you always have to understand what the whatever you're targeting, what their habits are, certain times of year. So just kind of put the school book to work and just started trying to figure it out. Nowadays, you can go to a freshwater guy's rod locker and you'll see a swim bait, a drop shot, which came from the saltwater, a dropper loop fishing, all those different things in the freshwater. And then you go to a tournament guy in the saltwater, or even just a regular guy who likes to fish, say, the islands or coastal. They have a weedless bait, they have a rip bait, they have spinner bait, swim bait, swim jig, all kinds of different varieties depending on what you're fishing. You can fish different areas from structure, deep water, to riprap like a break wall, to kelp lines and weeds all in one day. So you have to be pretty versatile and pretty diverse in your equipment. For me, I actually come out and fish the lake more right before a bait tournament because I get more in tune with the lighter gear. And a lot of the similarities to bait fishing and freshwater is, spinner bait, soft plastics, small swim baits, crankbait fishing. So I really try to just tune my gear in, but the freshwater scene to saltwater to me is very similar. But what it's done is made me more patient. I mean, I have to be a lot more patient fishing freshwater and saltwater, but it did make me better at being patient in the saltwater, really kind of reading conditions and making sure that you pick apart a rock or an area before moving on. As opposed to back in the day, I would probably make 3 or 4 casts, okay, there's no fish here, and then move on, where the condition can change within a half hour, or maybe switch up baits a little bit to target a strike.
Water levels are great right now. We haven't seen it at this level for several years. I think the last time it was in 2000 actually. Last time it was full was in 1998. And so we're at 95% right now, which is great. Lots of access throughout all the different arms of the lake that we haven't seen in years. Okay, so we're doing inspections for the quagga mussel. The quagga mussel is an invasive species that started off in the Great Lakes and made its way into the Colorado River system. It's in a lot of the lakes down south, so we're trying to prevent that from coming into the lake. So we have a full inspection system that goes on here, including a little clear tag label with our initials on it. So if you're clear to come into the lake and you've had the inspection, you get one of these cables on it, we clip it, and you're on the way.
I haven't been in. I can't believe how full the lake is.
Yeah, I developed a freshwater tournament charity event for St. Jude Children's Hospital. I did 5 down south, the saltwater tournament every year. You know, the idea I got was because I'm in the fishing business, fishing industry, I figured there's one way, you know, anglers are so giving as far as charities, and I decided to do a saltwater tournament. Well, it was successful over the years, and then when I moved up here last year, it just I kind of thought, well, maybe I can get away with doing a freshwater event and try to raise some money. So I talked to the guys at Tackle Warehouse here in San Luis Obispo, one of the largest internet fishing companies. We collaborated to do a St. Jude charity event. And this last year, the event raised $5,000, and we only had 20 teams, so it was great success. So this year, planning doing a second annual event in September is Childhood Awareness, Cancer Awareness Month. We decided to do another event. Well, I'm getting overwhelming response from the local pros, one of them being a BASS Elite Pro, Jarrett Littner, has donated his time to do a seminar and giveaway. And he took one step further. We gave him a St. Jude t-shirt, and he had all the BASS Elite Pros sign it, and we're going to use it to auction. So we're really, really excited about the event this year. We're headed to one of the back creek channels that feeds into the main lake here. And this is actually an old strawberry fields back here, believe it or not. And this is actually all flooded from all the rains last spring here. And we're going to go back and fish a little topwater, a little spinnerbait fishing. Maybe see some bedding fish, throw some plastics on the jigs on the bedding fish, and hopefully get a big female that maybe at post spawn, you know, maybe eating some bluegill. Already? Oh, you're wacky fishing a Sanko. Oh, what is that? Nibbler? Get him. Okay, that's the way to go. I was going to fish the Senko next.
Got it. Let's drop everything. Yeah, wacky rig Senko. Low guy.
Shin, you're done.
Yeah, it's over.
Nice. Nice fish. Back in there. Just throw that thing back in there. Plucking away at him, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey Ben, you use that product in both the salt and the fresh, don't you?
Yeah, that Edge Products hot sauce, absolutely. It's yeah, just gives you that 1 second where the fish holds onto the bait a little bit longer to set the hook. So just that split second where they either suck it in and hold onto it, give you a chance to hook set real quick.
You use that on your swim baits too, though, right? And
Absolutely.
Your fishing calico.
Swim baits on the calicos, worms. Did you see it? Yeah, classic. Classic. Classic Senko fishing.
God darn it. Ready.
Oh, that's a better one right there, Justin. Much better.
Sneaky guy in the back of the boat.
You gotta love it. There's a lot of fish back there. These things are fight. Look at all the little guys back here. Nice one.
Fishing a Stasi 90. This is a V2. Doing a couple suspend outs, just get a couple feet lower. On a Chronarch 100. The DSV. It's actually the saltwater version. On a Performance Tackle custom 7.2 jerkbait rod from a Markigashi.
And what do you got there, Power Pro?
Yeah, this is a Power Pro 50 pound. Red, straight braid. I don't know. Usually I tie leader, but they're eating yesterday, so we'll see.
Right on.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, the spot. Ooh, going crazy. That's Stacey 90. Little buck.
Yeah, what's up? We pulled up on this spot yesterday and there was some fry on the brush pile, right?
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of little bucks, you know, guarding the fry up here on these brush piles. So you get some more?
Ready to go double bending, Vino?
Yeah.
Oh, right there. Right there. Smacked it on the pod.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, right there. Smacking it, huh?
Yeah.
Look at this matrix of freaking casting. Rip bait riot.
I think I'm going to head up to the other side of the lake.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stop in that little cut though before we go. You guys, we can throw rip baits in there. Might get a smallmouth.
All right.
Yeah, really good population of smallmouth. Boy, it seemed that last year's smallmouth bite was a little bit better. A lot of guys were telling me that the smallmouth spawn was a little bit earlier this year because of the higher water, but still fish to be caught for sure. You know, my grandson got one about 3 pounds last year on a drop shot, so it was during when we were getting a really good smallmouth bite. So we're gonna go up to an area that might have some smallmouth. Hopefully we can get a few in the boat, get them on rip baits. Small area, but they generally have pretty good population there.
Kind of set yourself up here to drift this brush line. It's pretty similar to drifting the kelp line when you're fishing calicos on the islands, right?
Yeah, this is real similar. You know, we try to set up just on the outside of this. You know, we're in about 9 feet of water, and what happens here on this bank, it slopes and it just drops off to about 40-50 feet, just to the left of us here. But the fish, you know, come up out of the deep water and come off along this whole bank here, up here and down here. And during the spawning time, they'll go up in some of these rocky areas and make their beds and spawn. So a lot of times they'll hang out here even after the spawn, post-spawn. And you'll see bait come out of the deep water, come up, and that's where the fish come up. And it's a good rip bait area, good crank bite. You know, you can get a good crank bite in here also, but I like throwing rips in here just because you can really try to find the packs of fish. Because usually if you find one smallmouth, which we're trying to target, you'll find several.
Freaking blew up on it, dude.
Bronze back, huh?
Yeah. On the topwater frog. Nice guy.
It's a nice fish, huh?
Yeah, stoked. Trying to get one of these all day. Bronze back. On the frog too. I don't really think a
Yeah, you don't really think of that as a
yeah.
nice fish.
How big that bait is.
the blade.
Straight,
Yeah.
Little chunky guy in the blade.
freshwater seen to saltwater to me is very similar, but what it's done is made me more patient. I mean, I have to be a lot more patient fishing freshwater and saltwater, but it did make me better at being patient in the saltwater, really kind of reading conditions and you know, making sure that you pick apart a rock or an area before moving on. As opposed to back in the day, I would probably make 3 or 4 casts, okay, there's no fish here, and then move on, where, you know, the condition can change within a half hour, or maybe switch up baits a little bit to target a strike.